Hello and welcome to the Leckiju Lounge. This is your host Lex, and as my brother would always say, let's talk capella. Baby, I am so happy to be filming an episode for you watching right now. It has been a while. This is season 2, baby. This is season 2 and we are so back. How have y'all been? So much has happened. That's why I have been kind of out, because originally I was planning to take like 1 week off from last season finale to the next season, because I was like, I'll just like take a week and maybe revamp a little bit. Which I am planning to do a little bit of revamping as far as like the design. Nothing major, just like something to signify like a new season, I guess. But then it turned out to be a little, maybe like a 3-week hiatus, 4-week, I think it was 3, just because life got in the way in big ways. So a lot of was going on, a lot was happening where I was just like, you know what, it's fine. So now I'm ready to be back, just for like example of some of the things that have happened, which I'm going to get into today. Is like, my ex-boyfriend came in town, and I have to talk about that. I went to my first ever drag show, which was so fun. I've been choreographing like crazy and teaching so much right now at different places, and so it's just been like busy. But without further ado, like, let's get into it. Now I'll start kind of in the order of these things, of how they went down. And the first one was literally like the week after my last episode that came out. Let me go back and walk with you while I hold your hand through what happened. Because basically I had this good idea, this great fun idea for this episode. What this episode was going to be, the start of a new season. I was planning to just make it a big one and have my ex-boyfriend be the guest on the podcast. So if I was hinting at something last episode of my guest, that's what I was referring to. I really thought I planned an entire episode. So I'm so sad that that's not going to be used, because I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was funny, and like, honestly, it would have been good and would have been clickable. But his visit was not what I expected it to be at all. And not in the bad way. I mean, well, kind of. But I will say, like, it wasn't terrible. And we had more closure than we've ever had before. So I think that was good. But it just made it kind of hard, I feel like. And now I kind of had to go through a little bit of grieving again over the situation. It kind of just put me back into it, and I'm like, I hadn't seen him in over a year. Like, it had been a year and a half, and I don't know, maybe I needed that for more closure, but it ended up not being as much of a like, oh, fun, like, haha type of get together, which is what I had maybe planned. But you know, that's life. So we didn't get an episode, and I'm sorry I can't bring that to you guys, but maybe in the future someday we can do that. But it was an okay visit. Now, on a lighter note though, I did see my first drag show, and it was awesome. I went to Lips Atlanta, and the show was so entertaining. I technically went for like a late celebration of my friend's birthday. The friend Haley, who's been on this on the podcast, and she will be coming back soon. Let me just say that. And yeah, it was so cool. It really, like, I guess, relit that fire of inside that I've had for so long, of like wanting to do drag at least once in my life. Because I don't think I would want to do it full time or like really make that a part of my life, but I want to try it. I feel like I have to try it, because the thing with drag is it's so expensive, and I understand like they do it because they love it, and you really have to love it, because it's not cheap and it's not super easy, and politically, you know, it's frowned upon, and so you really have to love it. I just feel like it's something I would want to do forever, but it seems so fun. It seems so fun just to like perform in that way. So maybe one day Dr. Cherry Pepper will have a comeback. Or have a what? Not a comeback. She's never been out, but like she will be formed. Our server was Randiosa. She actually I found her on Instagram after, and I messaged her something. I think I or maybe I tagged her in a story that I posted a video of her, and she responded and she was like, "Hey, by the way, y'all were like my prettiest table." And I was like, "Thank you." It was me, my brother, and my best friend. And then I told them, I was like, "So I saw one of your posts and saw that you opened for Plastique Tiara and Nymphia Wynn for the Serpents tour. If you're not in the drag world, you might not know what this is, but these are two famous drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. One of them won their regular season. The other one is one of my favorite drag queens of all time." And so they had a tour together, and they had like guests in each city, and their guest for Atlanta was Randiosa. I didn't go to the tour, sadly, but I just thought that was crazy. Plastique is literally my favorite drag queen. Maybe. That's a hard question. She's in my top 5, though. She's one of my favorites. And all the queens at Lips were super nice, super sweet, and very entertaining. So I linked up with a few of them on socials, which was cool. Because so many of them, it's crazy to me that they like know so many like famous queens who, just because like the drag world's large, but it's also so small, you know? And in a world where like RuPaul's Drag Race has grown so much, and just drag has grown so much in general, I feel like so many of them know each other now. And some queens I knew were like famously from Atlanta, like Phoenix and Nicole Paige Brooks. Like they were both on All Stars 10, which I thought they like all know these girls because they're from Atlanta and they've like worked at Lips, hosted Lips. So that's pretty awesome. So another cool thing that happened recently, and this was totally unrelated to going to Lips, and I want to say it happened a few days after, was I posted a reel, and it was literally just a reel of me walking like on my walking pad, because I've been doing like some model walk things. Honestly, my reels have been doing pretty good. My TikToks have been flopping, like no matter what I post, but my reels have been doing pretty well on my main account. And so I post like modeling and dance stuff there. So I've been doing walking videos, and one of them, like, it wasn't even that viral. It was like 11,000 views, which is pretty good, but not even my most viewed walking videos. And Cynthia Lee Fontaine, again, if you're not in the drag space, you don't get it, but Cynthia Lee Fontaine is like from the old seasons of Drag Race, like the good seasons or the best seasons. She was on 2 regular seasons, I want to say, because she got sick, and then she just went on the most recent All Stars 10, which it was like, anyways, she commented on one of my posts. I think it was like a bunch of clapping emojis or something like that, and I thought that was awesome. I responded, I said, love you girl, like that's Cynthia Lee Fontaine. And this wasn't a video that was even like related to drag or anything. It was literally just me walking on my walking pad. So I thought that was pretty cool. I guess the drag queens want me bad. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of fallen into that side of the algorithm, I guess. But I'm thankful because that's awesome. What else has been going on? Like the Oscars happened, I guess. I don't really feel like I have place to talk about it though, because like I don't think I've seen a single movie that was nominated for an Oscar, like any of it. I want to say there were some things for weapons, right? I think there were some things for weapons in the Oscars, which like I've seen that. If there's something horror that's nominated for any award, I've seen it. But other than that, no. Like maybe I should. I just can't. It's so hard for me to get into. And I looked at some of the looks, like as far as the red carpets. The only ones that were really like notable to me, I mean, in a positive way, there were a few that were bad, like Timothée Chalamet, which his whole thing has happened since, but his look was just like I've seen a lot of posts about his look and how it was just like bad or whatever. But I'm thinking like, yes, it is bad. But it's sad because I've seen comparisons to like his first Oscars or his first few runways, and like he was pretty. He was a pretty boy. Like, and I just thought from that point on, like I thought like he's the new pretty it boy. Like he's gonna be the pretty boy in Hollywood. And now I'm just like, I don't want to be shady, but it's just like it's not giving what it needs to give or what it used to give for that matter. And it's like a glow down. It's a glow dim. What's the opposite of a glow up? It would be like a dim down. He's having a dim down. That sounds funny. I like that. But my only notable ones that were like good, I would say Rose Byrne ate that. Rose Byrne is so beautiful though, like even just like I've been following her for so long, I think because my brother, she was one of his first celebrity crushes. Or just like one of the earlier on ones, and like he just loved her. And I've watched so many of her movies because of that, and just because she's in a lot of great movies. And it's like she looks just as pretty as she did 10 years ago, you know? It's just fierce. And then Demi Moore. Demi Moore, her look was maybe the best. It was kind of peacock-esque. It was like feathered look. It was so good. It was so good. I also have really enjoyed the clips of like Brittany Broski being on the Vanity Fair red carpet. That was so entertaining to me. And yeah, the Oscars. I mean, Michael B. Jordan won. Good for him. The funniest thing about that is that I was talking to my brother. I think I was just telling him, because if I don't tell him who wins awards or like what happens, he doesn't really care. But like, if I don't tell him, he's not gonna know. So I just like was informing him. I was just like, yeah, and Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor, and he was like, really, that's kind of strange. I feel like he should just like he's good, but I feel like he should stick to sports. A moment of silence. He should stick to sports. And if he watched this episode, if my brother watched this episode, he's gonna be like, what do you mean? And that's what we love about him. That's what we love about him. Oh my god, in big news on my notes, the Pussycat Dolls. The Pussycat Dolls having a comeback. That song for me has been played once a day. It's so fun, and it's like I was never the biggest fan of the Pussycat Dolls, okay? And I won't be going to their tour. I will not be going to their concert, but not for any reason, just like I guess financially. And it's like not an artist I need to see. But like I was never their biggest fan. I mean, they have some good songs like Hustle Up My Buttons, babe. Like Buttons is good. There's so many good songs. But this is probably like my favorite. This is the most me, called Club Song. So if you haven't checked out Pussycat Dolls Club Song, that is the song of the week. I couldn't tell you how. Oh, don't bring your boyfriends to the club. Dolls. And it has a beat. Now, don't take what I just did as a sign not to listen to it, because this wasn't quite it, but it's entertaining. It's a bop. Like, I want to choreograph to it so bad. I just feel like a really puss choreography with like a chair and just like, I don't know, whipping around, like boom, beady, cat, like, I don't know. Listen to it and you'll envision some fab choreography, which I've been doing a lot of lately. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but my choreography has been pretty fierce lately. I have also, just like in a realm of work and what I've been busy with, I have completed 9 choreographies for all different age groups, ranging from 7-year-olds to, technically my company piece would be like 25-year-old. So I've been busy. When I say I've been busy, like that's what my brain, when I'm not in the studio actually like working on it and teaching and doing all those things, like outside of them, I've been working. The tables have been turning. And literally in the last 2 weeks, I've finished all of that. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Now I feel like, though, I feel relief because I'm like, now it's time to just clean and work on these pieces, but they're finished. At least like I don't need to be constantly outside of class thinking about more choreo. But yeah, we've been doing a lot, and we do have a new showcase to promote, which I'm going to get to after the break. So I'll be right back. I've been really in the mood to watch musicals lately. I was just listening to some soundtracks because I had to drive my mom's car. Oh my god, another thing that happened is my car left me on the side of the road. Like, this story is not that interesting, I don't think, but like in a quick version is my car that I got in July was had a recall on it. Supposed to get put in the start that process in August, and I got on a wait list in August, and then that wait list disappeared, and like rain check on what month it is right now. It's March, and I finally got like the process going earlier this month, and they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. They didn't. They're like, we'll call you, tell you where the parts are at, what we're working with, what's the time looking like. Then all of a sudden my car starts sounding weird one night. Then the next day drives fine. The next day after that, I'm headed to a rehearsal early, thankfully, and then it hadn't popped up any engine warnings until this drive. And then after it popped up, maybe gave me like a minute before the car shut off. So I put it to the side of the road. I'm on the highway. Pulled off. Thankfully, my brother was with me because I was just like, it put me at ease. So then I'm calling roadside assistance. And I mean, it's a Saturday. So I'm like, some places might be closed or it might just be hard to get help. And I ended up having to walk to work from there, and my mother was not doing anything that day, so she ended up waiting with my car for 2 hours for the tow truck to get there. Then they towed it to my dealership, and then, which is thankfully so close to my house, and then they had like an overnight slip, or over weekend slip, my bad, and then, just like, they got the maintenance started, I guess. I don't know. Haven't called me back. But they gave me a loaner. Basically, this is where the story is going. They got me a loaner. And I joked to my mom, because it's a Ford car. And I was like joking, hey, what if they gave me a Bronco? Just for like funnies. And then I see the key on the table. It's a Bronco. They hand it to me. It's a charcoal gray 2026 Bronco. I said, this is fierce. I'm not giving it back. That's my car now. It's fab. It's cute. I think it suits me. It's big. I will say that. And I love my car originally, but this one's fierce. I don't know how long I'm going to have it. It might be 2 weeks. But basically, I was having to drive my mother's car because of this whole debacle. And she has like a lot of saved music from when we were younger in there. And so like she has the OG like soundtracks and playlists in the car, and she has like, maybe it was on the Mamma Mia soundtrack, which my parents recently watched, and I'm like, it made me want to watch it. I'm always kind of wanting to watch that movie. It's just kind of like always in the back of my brain. And then I also went in there to listen to the Hairspray soundtrack. Love. I almost listened to the Pitch Perfect one because all 3 of them were in there as well. And like, these are just movies that I hold so close to my heart. And I've been wanting to just watch musicals. Like, musicals are so important to me. And the fact that there's so many haters in the world on musicals is like, what? Like, how about enjoy some whimsy in life? How about enjoy and embrace the cringe and the cheesy in life? I actually just saw a post on Instagram today saying that like High School Musical best intro to any musical, and I mean that. And they're talking about 16, the song 16. It's the opener of the 3rd movie. And you know, although I wouldn't quite agree, it's close. If I had to say the best intro to a musical, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. I'm like, what comes to my brain first is Good Morning Baltimore, Hairspray. And that's because that movie is monumental to me. I don't know why. It's just good. The music's so good. The casting is fierce. Nikki Blonsky is fierce. Zac Efron as Link, like maybe his hottest character. Efron and I have talked about this before. we love Zac Efron, and I told y'all in a recent episode I was on a Zac Efron kick with movies, and like we've kind of debated of what his hottest look is. Efron recently watched this movie Charlie St. Cloud. You may have heard of it, and I've never seen it. I've seen clips from it, but he said this is the hottest he's ever looked in a movie. Like this is the best look for him. My brother, straight by the way, and then I do believe, like, I kind of bounce around, and I'm in between, like, Link from Hairspray, or even High School Musical 3. And, like, and I hope that's not weird. I hope that's not weird. I honestly don't know how old he was playing those parts, if we're being honest, but just because that's, like, what I grew up with, and that's, like, Zac Efron to me. He's not hot now, but he's not, like, I would never pick it. Another movie he was like an era in general that he was hot during was like Dirty Grandpa. That was like his adult self that I was like, yeah, he's still hot. Baywatch even. He's a little bit too beefy though in those times. I think he's a little too beefy. I think he's not super tall, maybe. But like Link was like slim, you know? High School Musical 3 senior year, he was thin, but like a man. He was a young man, as am I. Like, right? Like, that was just his best look. Comment your favorite Zac Efron look below, please. Something I also forgot to mention, movies, on the topic of movies, is I went to the movie theater, which I don't do, but I went to the movie theater. If I ever go, it's for a anniversary showing of like a movie, because literally the last 2 times I went, I want to say, was to see Ninja Turtles, like the OG live action, and Star Wars. It was the Star Wars, which one? I'm like literally tweaking. Was it Revenge of the Sith? No, I'm literally... Wait, my brother's gonna be mad that I don't know. Because, anyways, we saw Star Wars, okay? It's the one where Anakin turns into... It's after Attack of the Clones. See, I know Attack of the Clones because that's my favorite one. That's episode 2. My favorite one. But... I'm tweaking. Is it Revenge of the Sith? I think it is. But I'm debating if it's... Okay. We're just gonna leave it at that. Okay, we saw Star Wars, and so I basically just go for these anniversary like revival things. And my brother was so excited to go to Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze live action, which is such a good movie. It's honestly a toss up which one's better, the first or the second, but it was so funny. The best part though was we went and theater completely empty. It was just us, because the theater by my house is actually not too popular, and most of the time to go to something like that you'd have to go to this other closer by popular movie theater. But this one I was like, no, I was made a joke, no one's gonna be here. Like, it's also, we went on like a Tuesday, and it's just not popular. It's not a popular film, and sure enough we were the only people in there, and it was amazing. Like, that was so fun because you could just like audibly make sounds. We were like saying the quotes or like referencing, saying the lines as they were going, and it was just like, it seemed like we rented it out, but like, that was so awesome. That was like such a fun experience. Yeah, so I don't have anything else, honestly. I don't think I have anything else to update y'all on. Definitely nothing romantic, because like, what the fuck, like I'm not in my romantic era apparently. But I've been talking a lot with my friends and my brother just about it in general, and like, I think it's coming, but I also don't want to get my hopes up. I have something big coming, because like, you know, you win some, you lose some, or you win some, you lose most, actually. But like, if I could choose to move forward in my life with romance or career, I'm choosing career. And I'm not going to say that like I'm always going to feel that way, but right now, and honestly, ask yourself that question. If you could move forward, you might not be a romantic person or a career-based person, but like, if you had romance and career, which are both things that I want so bad, if I had to choose one right now, it's giving career. Just because I'm like passionate about both, but I'm slightly more passionate about it. And I also think that's more important in my life and my story right now. So, and let me tell you what, I have something so major and big in the works right now that I'm so excited to share a little bit later down along the line, but like it's it's going to be awesome. Now, I do have to take a moment to talk about a choreography that I am working on because I do want to promote this to you guys. If anyone's in the Atlanta area or Marietta or Georgia, like this show is going to be a 1-day event and it's going to be in Marietta, Georgia at the Georgia Ballet. That's the company that it will be on, and it's a mixed rep show of like a bunch of choreographies by the company plus me. I'm the only non-company member who's choreographing in it, but I will be choreographing on people who are in the company and who are my great friends. So, my piece is called Widmo, it comes from a Polish word for, it can mean phantom or spectrum, and I kind of went with the meaning of spectrum. I had this idea. This idea started forming back in 2025 about doing a piece. I started piecing music together that I knew I wanted to use. That's normally where my like choreographic process starts, is music, and then like I will find what story these songs tell me together. So I started with choosing music from 3 different artists, my 3 favorite artists, which is ATEEZ, aespa, and XG. And so I knew when ATEEZ released Bridge the Edge of Reality, they released last summer. It was from their album With Lemon Drop, and it continued, the bridge was kind of like continuing from that album to the extended version Within Your Fantasy. And as soon as they released that, I was like, I want to do a choreography to this. It's awesome. It's such a cool piece of instrumental music, and like give it a listen. And then in July, I want to say, aespa released a song Dirty Work, which was their title track, which I also loved. Then in August, Gala by XG was released, and Gala it's such a fun song. Like, but all 3 of those songs are amazing. Now, the ATEEZ one was already instrumental, but aespa and XG actually released official instrumentals of their tracks, which is like music to my ears, literally, because I love, in general, I think every title track at least should have an instrumental on the album. Like, I just love when artists do that. And as a choreographer, it's like amazing. Now I don't have to like hunt down or make an instrumental. Like, this is going to be easier. So yeah, I pieced those 3 musics together. I said, well, Bridge has to go in the middle, so it goes from Dirty Work to Bridge the Edge of Reality to XG's Gala. And like, I loved the mix of it, but then I was like, now let's find the story. So what the story of Widmo is it's about, in the beginning, we're gonna have like you at a more natural state. So I wanted to use like blending of skin tones and like skin color, nudes and tans and browns for costuming, where it's kind of like what's skin, what's not skin. And I wanted to form like this pile in the beginning where it's almost like a pile of skin, which sounds gross, I know, but that's like that's the image. And the first song and a half is going to be like more serious, like awesome choreography and dance, but it's more like there's not much life and personality into it. It's more like heavy. Then in the middle of Bridge the Edge of Reality, you kind of hear a turn in the music where it gets more like spunky, and then Gala following that is also very spunky and fun type of song. So my idea was to have like all these nudes and tans where it's like natural. Then once you all like, we will all leave the stage at some point and then come back with our own colors, and everyone's gonna be a color of the rainbow, because I had 6, and I was like, well, not including indigo, sorry indigo, no shade, but like I'm gonna have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet, and all of us will get assigned a color, and we'll get to add one piece of clothing or an accessory that is your color. And then we are showing like through expression and through movement that it's the end of the piece is more fun. And basically the message of this is once you're starting to show your color and like you're able to have more fun, you're able to, it's a more colorful world and a more happy, fun world when we're all showing our colors and coming together. So that is my piece called Widmo, and if you can come see it, that would be awesome. But if you can't, there will most likely be a video posted on my other YouTube channel, which is just Lex Everett. I believe it's at Leckiju on YouTube, and I most likely will post my full piece there eventually. And I'm sure I'll promote it again. But if you haven't seen the one from last year, actually go check it out on that same YouTube channel. It was a medley of all aespa instrumentals, and it was such a fun piece. It's such a cool video. I watch it to this day just for fun. And this one I'm so excited about. Like, we haven't performed it obviously yet, but just in the works of choreography and rehearsal, like, it's coming together so amazingly, and it's really fun. I'm in the piece, so this is the first time I've choreographed a piece with myself in mind of being in it, and it's not as weird as I thought it would have been. Like, it's not that different, I guess. It's very fun to perform, and like I can't wait to perform it because it's been quite a while since I've actually done a show myself dancing. But yeah, I'm very excited. So do not forget to check out Widmo whenever it does release, and I will promote it again. If you want to stay updated on choreography things or just like what's going on with my life, be sure to check out the link tree that's linked on this YouTube channel, because you can find my other YouTube page. You can find my Instagrams, both of them, at Leckiju or at leckiju.kpop. You'll find my TikTok at Leckiju212. Basically type in Lex Everett anywhere and try to find me. That's your task. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel here. I am going to be trying to get back up on that grind of posting every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so you won't want to miss it. We'll always have a fun time together. I think that's all. So please like this, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. This has been the Leckiju Lounge. Bye, lovelies.